Welcome to the Nonfiction Writers, podcasting in a great way. I'm Ryan Aber, joined by Jason Kersey and a special guest from Big 12 Media Day, OU linebacker Eric Stryker.
The Nonfiction Writers.
Heck yeah, that's
here today. I like that title.
Barry Switzer reference.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like that title.
Yeah, he called sports writers fiction writers back when he was a coach. So we're the nonfiction writers.
Nonfiction. Okay, that's good. It separates itself. That's right.
Well, Eric, you're just getting started with the day, but what's it been like so far, flying from Norman and then getting thrown into this whirlwind?
It was raining in Norman in Oklahoma City, so that part I didn't like. I wanted to stay clean the whole time, but got here. It's a little cloudy out, but it's not raining. Pretty much since I've been here, I've been having a lot of fun. I'm glad I came. I've been having a good time so far, especially with the mascots. So.
Yeah, you seem to be really good in this sort of environment. The mascots, though, were giving you a hard time. It was Texas and Iowa State, right?
Texas, Iowa State, and then old Bruiser from Baylor. He was giving me, some looks up and down. He cruising for a bruising, though, but. It looks a little hostility there, even though we're having fun today. So I'm sure they don't like me, you know what I mean? But it's not them I got to bring the pain to, so we can keep it love with the mascot.
Eric, I noticed you joined the social media world on Instagram. You're not much of a social media guy, but you seem to be having fun on that. What made you do that?
I thought, to be honest, it was the right time. I love Dub Smash, so a couple people thought it'd be a good idea to put them on Instagram. I got a couple football pictures on there, but I really like to use it to show my personality, that side of it, you know what I mean? But I see now how much people's lives are dedicated to that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, seriously. It's just one of those things. But I mean, I'm having fun with it. I laugh a lot when I watch some of the famous guys on there make videos. It's very, very funny people on there. So I like that. Then I like to show my personality side. So that's pretty much, why I got it. To be honest, not really much more. It's not about football or anything. It's more just have fun with it.
And that's one of the things you talked about in the aftermath of the SAE video is making sure that football players and yourself are known for more than just the plays you're making on the field, whether it's your personality and the comedic side of things or some of the serious stuff that you do off the field. Right. How important is it to you to get yourself out there and have people realize that you're more than just the sacks that you make or the tackles you make?
I can remember my friends telling me, and even my one of my best friends' mother, she was telling me that, if I would have known you played football the way you act off the field, you're just such a goofy clown, you know what I mean? And just a funny guy. So I've always been that way, but when you don't see that side, all you see is, football, me playing football on Saturdays, you probably think one thing, you know what I mean? But I got another side of me that's pretty fun. So that's why I thought I would use the Instagram for to show my personality side, and I got a couple football pictures on there, but I'd rather not show that. I'd rather show more so people can see, we're not just football players, these angry guys, we're actually funny guys.
I think you remember the Titans one is my favorite.
Oh, with Trevor? Yeah, I love that one.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I want to do one with Coach Stoops.
You think he'll do it?
I don't know. But the Replacements, remember the movie with the old guy?
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. And when he just had through it, what was the guy name? We played off Neo. He was the one off Matrix. I forget his name. He was the quarterback. And he just threw
Shane
an interception.
Falco.
That's his name. And they had the crazy linebacker who was just crazy like all the time. And the coach was like, "Give me the ball." He was like, "You want the ball?" He was like, "Give me the ball." "You want the ball?" "I want the ball." "Give me the ball." So they kept going back and forth. So that would be pretty funny to do that with Coach Stoops.
If you can get him to do that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I gotta catch him. I gotta catch him on one of his days that I'm making him laugh. So I might be able to sneak that up in.
Speaking of the SAE thing, are you obviously you wanted to make that a point and you wanted to make sure you were addressing that. Right. First of all, do you feel like? Are you happy with the steps the university's taken since that happened?
Yeah, I'm very happy. I mean, I've been in probably every meeting that the university has had, and to taking steps forward. And the community, the school community as a whole is coming together. I'm very proud, and David Bourne had a couple, but we kind of, sometimes want to keep him out just because we want to. talk amongst ourselves, and not have him in there sometimes. But I am proud, and we had some good meetings, some emotional meetings, and I'm proud of the whole university and the steps President Bourne has taken, and the administrators as well. So I think we're taking good steps to it as well. I mean, we already implemented some stuff with Camp Crimson. Y'all heard of that?
Yeah.
So now all athletes it's mandated that they go through Camp Crimson. And that's before that's before they really get to know us, and that's before the normal student body get into their whatever group, the Greek life or whatever they get in. So you can say I knew, you know what I mean, before they get into the if it's any stereotypes
us versus
from
them or two separate groups.
Right.
And
so I think that's very good, and the freshmen have been doing a very good job too. Being in with the regular student body. We've gotten some good reviews from the whole thing, so I'm liking that.
So you feel like there'll be positive steps that you'll see this fall and moving forward with groups like the athletes and the fraternities and just white and black and coming together a little bit more.
Right. Definitely, I think I definitely think it'll be some positive steps. But it was kind of always bad blood with the Greek life sometimes, just because we were athletes and they were in the Greek life, and sometimes, if we got invited to the parties, they really wouldn't want us because we kind of steal the show, and it's their party. So, and I think and sometimes they think that, all football players are this, they think they're this. So I always felt like it was some bad blood, but, just to eliminate that line right there, we all love. It's all love from everybody,
Is that tough even now, though, sometimes? Because it seems like it's real easy for those groups to form. It's easy for you guys to want to say, hey, these are my friends, these are who I want to hang out with, and vice versa. So is that something you still have to fight against sometimes?
Yes, sometimes, whatever organization you're a part of, you kind of, stuck with them a lot, you know what I mean? But, that's why I love going to class. That's one of my, I show my personality side in class all the time, you know what I mean, to break those barriers and show, hey, man, we can be cool. I hung out with my classmates this summer, in my, my political class this summer. We went and had ice cream, went to their house to study, so just to, like to break those barriers, we could do that. But you kind of struggle with that. You battle it sometimes. You got to get out of yourself, for the greater good of the people.
You talked about classes. What's been your favorite class that you've taken so far, and why?
Dr. Hersky, Religion and American Constitution. Oh goodness. I mean every day. It was. I love him as a professor because I love the way he teaching, his energy. I just love it, And I think the whole class is on court cases and religious court cases. You know what I mean? And a compelling interest with the government and in the state, or because a government can't establish religion, and we went through so many court cases, and I was just like, wow, like, I didn't even know, this was something, so I gained a lot of knowledge from it, you know what I mean, and the judicial branch is so complicated and it's so hard because you got 9 justices. They have to rule on something that is serious as religion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not easy being those justices. Is another thing I learned too. That's, they just they just been passed.
It's amazing, not to get too far off in the weeds with the political stuff, but it's amazing how it's evolved over
time,
the centuries.
Right.
The way that they've handled those cases that you're mentioning, and the way they interpret.
I think as a citizen, I shouldn't judge them because their job, they probably know the Constitution better than they're qualified for it better than anybody else. So I can't say I can't judge them and say I know people do, but I can't do it because it's not easy. They're in a spot where a lot of people can hate them or love them.
You obviously have NFL aspirations, but the way that you talk about these issues, the way that you're so passionate about it, your political science, you just talked about a class being your favorite that involved court cases. Your mother has she graduated from law school?
Not yet. I think she got a couple more years.
So You sound like a lawyer. Is that is that something you're thinking about? Have you given that any consideration?
No, but I've heard that I would make a good lawyer just because I love to argue. I think not argue, but just kind of prove your point. You know what I mean? I appreciate that though. I mean I don't know. I mean I could be. You know, I'm not saying I couldn't be. You know, but I mean something I've thought about it before, definitely. But I mean that's. You know, going through law school is, hard, you know. I mean, I'm up for the challenge, but, you know, that could be something that I do, you know. Could be something.
Well, before we let you go, I think our listeners would be upset if we never asked you any football questions. So,
okay, let's talk football.
Well, coming into this season, I know that for you, I remember you telling me in the spring that you decided at the end of the bowl game there's no way you were going out like that.
Right.
Are you proud of the steps that have been taken on the defensive side? Do you feel like you guys are in line for a big improvement?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think guys' attitudes have changed. You know, I mean, as far as maturing as some of the young guys we have, and understanding how important they are to the team. You know, and understanding how important it takes everybody, as everybody on the team. You know, for the team to be. For us to be good, it takes everybody, and I am proud. I am proud of that part. But here we about to go into two-a-days, so you know, we just been doing summer workouts, and that's been going well. You know what I mean? But I like to see that same attitude carry on. You know, the two-a-days, and you know, and keep it and hold on to it through the rest of the season. So I think guys maturing and understanding the concept of a team and how serious it is. I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that part. So I think we're going in the right direction. I do.
What is it that you think that the defense lacked last year and that you hopefully got in the aftermath of the Russell Athletic Bowl? Is it the edge? Is it, you know, always keeping that? Is it, you know, the leadership of guys like you on the defense and keeping those guys in check or you know, keeping them focused? What is it?
I think it's, you know, like more of a mental bust. You know what I mean? You know, just doing your job. You know, executing your job to the best of your ability. Those things, you know, we can do better at. You know, knowing that the guy next to you is doing what he's doing, staying in your gap. You know, staying in your zone. You know, knowing the coverage, communicating. Those are some of the things that that we could be better on. And I think guys with, you know, learning from last year, we will. And we've showed it even here in the summer, too, as well. So I think that's kind of been what it's been here a little bit.
What about your role on this defense? It changed a little bit last year. You were able to drop back in coverage a little bit more. Obviously, still we're great with the pass rush, which is what everybody knows you for.
Right.
But how do you think you're going to be utilized this season as this defense continues to evolve?
Well, you know, I think Coach Mike, you know, is going to put me in the best spots. You know what I mean? You know, where he think is best for me to be, and I'm behind that decision. And, you know, I do anything. You know, whatever scheme we have for that week. You know, I'll do anything he asks me to do. So, you know, of course I'll still be blitzed, and I guess the whole world knows that. We'll be doing that. You know, so you know we'll have a little bit of the same stuff. Maybe switch a little something up, but it won't be nothing, you know, outrageous.
All right, sounds good, Eric. Well, thank you so much for joining us. That's all the time we have.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun today. Yeah, we can do it again for sure.
All right. Well, you can check us out every day at newsok.com and every morning in the Oklahoman for the best OU coverage anywhere.